How did you get into tattooing in San Diego?
Travel. Yeah, I started off in Denver, Colorado, and from there hit a little moment to where it's like, okay, I kind of got to a spot to where I had an opportunity in Seattle. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and move, and try that whole scene. And then it started off as an idea of like, I'm going to travel. And then right after that, I'm going to travel again. Didn't happen exactly that way, but I at least left Denver in that way, and got out there to Seattle. And then the second place where I was meant to be was San Diego. And so once I got there, then San Diego just like sunk its claws into me. It was like...
San Diego's such a cool freaking town.
It's amazing. It's
so freaking expensive to live there.
Super expensive.
More than here?
Dude, it's very comparable, actually.
Yeah, we're about neck and neck.
Yeah, very comparable. But it's like very similar. Like I wouldn't say it's too much more than us or too less. It's very close.
Yeah, and I mean, just like here, I mean, like we've been talking this whole time. Like, New York has like this super cool, like the food and the people and the like diversity, and you have all that too. It's just another version of that somewhere else, and then you throw the ocean in where there's just awesome people there all the time. So let's go get fish tacos and like talk to people.
One thing that I think is so dope about San Diego is just it has such a dope mix of like just the culture. Like it has a strong sense of like, this is the vibe of the music, the style. Like you're dripped out, bro. Like you came in fresh. Like, I was like, yo, my man is dripped out, but in his, what I would say, like the West Coast kind of style, the vibe. Bro.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I wish I could take credit for that, but Jordan Peterson. We were talking about it like, hey, man, dress for the, like the respect of the people who are looking at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would much prefer just having some jeans, cowboy boots, and, a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
But thanks. Appreciate the compliment.
No doubt, man. And how long you've been tattooing now in San Diego for how many years?
Oh, yeah. So San Diego, I've been there. Let's see.
San Diego.
That was really good.
Whale vagina. I've been there 16 years now. I'm coming up on 16 years. And I just last week, I hit my 24-year mark of tattooing. So, but I've been there for 16 years. So it's like, it's kind of a cool thing. Like this whole, like, been kind of tattooing there a little bit more than what I was in Colorado. And I started off with, we've been talking like, I got in right off the bat with like some really awesome people, super awesome people. And coming from Seattle, I was already with some awesome people. And then like coming to San Diego, it was like, oh yeah, go see this guy, go see this guy, go see this guy. I talked to them and they're like, yeah, come on. Like they were cool about it. And I had the opportunity to just like really like plant roots, spread my wings, and just kind of become like what I do now. It was just a very grounding, like kind of foundational thing. I feel like if I would have moved on again, then I would have had to like kind of start over again and then over and over and over. And it would have taken me even longer to get to where like what I do now, Yeah. And so, like I said,
you work at a private studio now, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I had my shop for 11 years. Mm-hmm. And then, just out of nowhere, it was kind of like things were kind of falling apart in life. And then all of a sudden it was like, I prayed about it. And, to me, the Lord said, hey, you need to close that shop and just go do you. Not like in a weird way, but just like go, like get back down to like your roots and your foundation.
How many people were you?
I had 7 artists. Mm-hmm. So, like my shop housed 7 artists and I had a station for everybody and they all like, everybody tattooed there. And then just one by one, they all just kind of started getting picked off. And like one dude's like, oh, I got an opportunity over here. And then I have another dude who's like, oh, well, I don't want to work here anymore. And then another dude who just...
Did they say why?
No. And then there was another dude who I was like, I was trying to like really go his way. And then all of a sudden, like I came in one day and like the keys were on his station and like no call, no text. And it was just the answer to the prayer. That's what it was, you know, of like, hey man, kind of get rid of anybody who's like not important in my life.
Was all this happening around the same time? And this is just me kind of just guessing, but is all this happening at the same time that, as you're saying, like things were kind of just in your personal life were kind of like tumultuous. So everything's kind of hitting you all at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just, you know, the enemy just hit me like from all angles. Boom, 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 boom. But then, you know, like it also cleared space too, to like really like help me kind of figure out like, what do I need to do? Cause I kind of went into a little bit of panic mode. Like, oh my God, like I have this shop. Should I put out for the 15th time that I'm hiring, you know, and then come get like, you know, hey guys, come on through and, you know, let me see your work again, you know, and then like start a new friendship and like try to like continue that, or am I done with it? Am I just like done with that side of things?
Did you close the shop or sell it off?
I closed it.
Were there anybody left?
No. For the last at least year, I've been just working by myself. I had a couple of lookers, you know, that wanted to come through and like, you know, they were like looking to buy it and stuff like that. And they're like super nice people, but it was also like in their time of life, it wasn't going to be like, you know, for whatever reason, like there was a guy who like, you know, got, you know, like his wife was like just having some health issues and like, he was like ready to buy like tomorrow. He's like, I got the funding. I got everything lined up. We're going to do this. Let's go in and sign. And then I'm hitting him up and he's like, oh dude, my wife's in the hospital with XYZ and I can't do this. I'm just like, oh man. And so that happened like a good like 10 times. Not that situation, but
something of that sort where somebody said that they were interested in and they did.
But again, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like that was my sign of like, dude, you don't need to sell. Just get out.
I'm curious, if you were there by yourself, what would be the difference from just staying there versus what you wound up doing and having a private studio?
Overhead's the big difference.
It was a big spot.
Yeah, because I mean, you're looking at like, you know, a ton of money to run this, you know. It was, I think it was like a 12 or 1,300 square foot shop, you know.
And what are you in now?
130, wow. You know, 13 by 10, you know, and it's like, you know, the size of like a master bedroom, you know, you got a station, you got a chair, you got a little chase lounge for people to like kind of hang out. And then, you know, it's perfect, you know, go in, you can close up whenever you want. But that was the biggest difference. But on the flip side of that coin is also the difference is, as we all know, like you're going to try to be a part of a shop. You're working with people, you know, like we were talking last night, like how cool it is to like be around the, you know, just other tattooers. And like, you know, I've been here for a couple of days, whether I did something or not, it was like, I got a chance to like get to know you guys a little bit, you know, like go grab some food, you know, grab a beer or whatever. And so being around the environment is awesome, but then there's also like the benefits too of like, again, like I don't have to keep hours. Like on my shop, it was like 11 to 8. And if everybody else decided that they wanted to go home at 4, then I'm kind of sitting there like, okay, well, I already tattooed my people because I've been there since 9:30 in the morning, you know? And so now it's like, now I have to wait until 8 o'clock comes around to close the doors because there might be like those 2 last people that are going to call and like try to ask you like, hey, can I come in for a consult or can you tattoo me tonight or something? And you're constantly on the hook for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the nice part is that like, you know, if I come in, I tattoo for a couple of hours and I'm like finishing a piece and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. I don't have to like really stress on like, oh, I have to keep hours. I can just lock up and go home, you know?
I mean,
go grab a sandwich real quick, you know?
there's a price for everything, right? So like, in order to you have to shift your mind. I think that you were maybe, and pardon me for just jumping into it like this, but like I feel like you were running your shop already previously with the mentality of having it as more of like a private place, right? Because if you're telling me that like you're, oh man, I have to like get these extra hours to keep that's to me not a cost, that's a benefit, right? The more hours my shop is open, the more opportunity, you know, can come through the door, right?
Right.
So it's like, you know, I've never had a situation where I was at my house and somebody went and knocked at my door and said, hey, dude, I want to get a tattoo. You know, but if I'm at the shop, that is way more likely to fucking happen.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, if you're a tattooer, you know, spend time at your shop if you're trying to be a busy tattooer. Straight up. If you're not there, be there.
Right.
You know, like be there. And then, but be there with purpose and be there with intention. And I think that like over time, it's really hard when you're in that position where you have a shop and you have 7 people and you want to be an artist and you want to solve all the problems that come from owning a shop, which are an infinite amount that happen all the fucking time, right? But is to be able to then take the time to be able to like, man, if finding somebody to answer the phones is an issue in my shop because the artists don't want to do it and I don't want to do it, how can I solve this problem? Do I have to like pay for an answering service? Do I have to pay somebody that works from home and just answers the phone? But it's finding solutions to these problems before they escalate, you know, and before you start losing connection. And, you know, I've had many artists that have, you know, worked at No Idols, you know, and left for different reasons. And the thing with like that, I've always noticed is that sometimes I firmly believe that they're right. They actually, I'm like, you're right, dude. These changes need to happen.
Yeah.
But changes don't happen automatically as you see it.
Yeah.
Right? Because a tattoo shop is his own like little microcosm of things, the things that kind of have to work together, and decisions have to be made based on its best interest, not the best interest of any one individual. That's when I was like telling you the other day, I was like, I try to treat the shop as its own entity.
Yeah,
you know,
that's perfect,
as much more separation as possible. Just be part of it, you know, and work together with everybody that's in it.
Yeah.
To keep it in a good place.
It's a lot more peaceful if you do it that way too. You know?
Absolutely.
Like you said, you're pulling yourself out of it and letting that be it. You know. So sorry to cut you off, but that's kind of like now all of a sudden you're just like another artist of the shop, even though you own it. But like you're just an artist of that shop, and then like, you know, as the business it grows, you know.
Yeah, because no matter what, that's what. Oh, you know, I'm a tattoo artist.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I think that's the
all you want to
goal, right? Is to have the shop kind of take care of itself.
It would just me be part of it as like the most silent partner of ever. You know, it's like, oh, let us just
obviously as a business owner, you're going to have to step in and make some decisions and do some important tasks. But for the most part, the goal is like, I'm going to work here as a tattoo artist. It'll maintain itself. I think a lot of it has to do with having good staff who are willing to put their help in also.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, always.
And did you have any staff at your shop?
A little bit. I mean, I had, you know, I always had like somebody like at the front end that was like the person to answer the phones, you know, kind of come in a little early, sweep the floors, that kind of thing. And then like once everybody got there, they were kind of done with like chores. And then it was like, hey, we're all hungry. Like it's not the tattooer's job to go. I always thought it out like, if you're a tattooer and you're ready to go at noon, show up at 11:30 if you're going to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of people that would like, they would come in and number one, they would come in like 15 to like 30 minutes late. Right. And then they'd come in, drop off their bag. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm going to go to lunch, you know? And it's like, oh, but it's like 2 miles away and you're going to go sit down and, you know, you're going to have like, you know, XYZ or whatever. And then all of a sudden now you're showing up at, you know, 1:30, 2 o'clock when you should have been here at 11. You know what I mean? So it's like, so my back to, you know, circle around, my front end person was really good about, and she was great. I mean, she was just amazing. Like one of the best, like front end people, like anybody could really ask for. Like she just kind of, we didn't abuse her by any means, but she was one of those people that had it, you know? It was like.
She had enough with the job?
No. I mean, when I say she had it, she would kind of read the room and know what needed to be done.
Oh, that's the best kind of
right. I mean, it's like,
you know, the one that knows what to do without you having to tell them to do it. Like,
right.
And so you don't have to double check what they do, which is even more important.
Right. So I mean, that's the best case scenario, right? So like, we had her for like a good amount of time, and then COVID and all this kind of stuff happened. Like, you know, she found a better job that she needed for life or whatever. And no, it was just great though, man. You know, and then after that, it's like, okay, hey, it's your job to go get the burritos and stuff and like, you know, the coffees and all that. So everybody could work. But it just kind of like started falling apart, like people were just kind of like, yeah, well, I'm just going to kind of do what I want to do. They weren't about the shop. Like I talked to other artists like, up in San Francisco, and they're like, dude, we show up, a half an hour to an hour early just so we can critique one another. Like we've already had our coffee, we've already had our whatever for breakfast, and we're here to just like shoot questions back and forth. And then all of a sudden, like we all talk amongst one another, and then you have like, dude, your artwork's great. Your artwork's great. It's not like you're not there to compliment everybody. You're there to be like, that one piece, you should shade it this way, or like you should flip that, like that one little thing, or like yesterday, like, let me turn that one thing just a little bit, like just helping prepare. And then you all kind of like all gel together. And those particular shops, those guys have been there for like 20 years together, like there's only so many shops that do that,
I like that idea. I mean, I don't see it happening as far as like a realistic thing, but I like the idea of everybody shows up a half hour early to the shop with a pre-drawn design of what they're going to tattoo that day.
Yeah.
And then just go around the room and be like, what do you guys think?
You're going to think about this.
That's really cool.
At least a sketch,
Yeah. That reminds me a lot of just basically what we were talking about, like what you did in art school, where you were just like, you had your assignment, you worked on it at home, you came in, and then you showed it to all your peers, and then they all gave you their critiques. And as a group, you all got better.
Yeah.
But I feel like even that also happens throughout the day, like in a shop, as long as the camaraderie is there.
Yeah.
Right. If you're willing to show that to like, your coworkers, that, you respect their opinion. You're like, hey dude, like, what do you think about this? Mm-hmm. Just tell me. And it could be like something really small, and it could just be like, boom, like today, like you gave me a great tip. And I was like, yeah, well, I am going to change that. Boom. Yeah. Immediately better. And it's being able to, one, be vulnerable to that maybe what you're thinking is not the best fucking choice. That's it. Just be vulnerable. Like, hey.
Yeah, and along with that vulnerability,
perspective
just comes like taking ego out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you're not in a shop where you think that you're above everybody else there.
Absolutely.
Amen. Exactly.
Then you're going to be stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And most of all, I feel like that's stifling as a group, right? As a unit.
Oh, yeah.
Because that energy needs to flow from everywhere. It needs to just keep moving through people. And
yeah. One of the best times, I just want to share this, like one of the best times that I had at my shop is like, I want to say like the first, so I had my shop for a few years, and then right after COVID, I just had like an opportunity to like expand and get bigger,
Yeah.
Because the rent was cheaper,
Yeah.
And so, but right before I did that, my unit was only 4 stations. So I had one, and then there was, 3 other stations. My apprentice at the time, was right next to me. So that was good because we could always be back and forth. Like, let me check your work. I don't have to get up all the time to see what you're doing, to maybe make some corrections or, help you out with your stencil or whatever. And then like the other dude was just bulletproof. You know what I mean? And he was just like, no matter what he was going to do that day, he was like, he had a stencil ready. He had his color scheme ready. I mean, it was just like, boom. And his method was just perfect. And then there was like always another couple of guys that would share the other station, and like, they might get a tattoo that day, they might not, whatever. But that was kind of like one of the best times of like me owning a shop, to where like everything came together in that fashion. Like we would all show up early. We already had breakfast. We bring in your coffee, like let's sit down. Doors aren't open for another half an hour. Check this out, man. What do you think? Like I was supposed to draw this eagle, but I'm struggling with this wing, like what? I can't figure it out. Tell me. And then you'd be like, flip that. Or like, do this. And it's like, duh.
The real question is like, how do you maintain the good times? When you have a good flow, how do you maintain that? How do you maintain the people that are happy? And how do you maintain like, because life changes for people over time, of course. But if the real, like in any relationship, and it's like a relationship with your coworkers, and it's very personal, I feel like in a tattoo shop, because you're like dedicating your life to this craft together, right? And it's like, man, like how do you grow with your team, right? You have a team, you guys all feel good together, you want to keep growing together, right?
There is an answer to that.
But wait, I want to ask you this.
Okay.
I've got an answer to that also.
Because this is what I want to say, right? It's like, if you felt that way at that point in time with like your team, like it sounds to me, it's hard for me to think of like, man, how could you not know why they left? Right? Because like at the end of the day, like anybody who's left this shop, I know why they left, whether I agree with it or not. Right. Like we still had that, at least that openness enough or just to have the final conversation of like, this is where you're at, this is where I'm at, and this is why our paths are no longer in the same place.
Right.
So like, I don't know, bro. That's why I'm like just kind of calling you out a little bit regular. Like,
no, call it out, man.
You need to know why these people left.
Well,
because they left your circle. You created that circle.
Right. Well, there is an answer to that. And there's a couple of things. One thing that what you just said was relationship, right?
Yeah.
When, you know, it's like a boyfriend, girlfriend type of deal. You know, like when one person stops talking, then all of a sudden, like, then they leave. Then all of a sudden you're like, what happened? And then they just won't talk to you anymore. You know what I mean? You can in your own mind assume or like guess why they left, which I have a pretty good like idea of why everybody left, right? But there wasn't that relationship, and again, like all relationships fail. It's like because of communication, you know, like you stop talking to one another, right? So like say for example, like sure, there was like a couple guys like, hey man, I got this opportunity, you know, so and so was hiring, and I saw that, and like I just kind of want to go over there. Hey man, cool. I wish you the best. Yeah. You know, I had plenty of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And the people that I'm talking about, there's only like 2 or 3 people that did this. But I was just like, one person, I was like, hey man, I'm trying to like shift my the way that I do things instead of like going like more like percentage. I want to do like a booth rent. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, I can't afford that. I'm like, but you already are. I'm just trying to like put it on that like level now to where like, okay, now you're going to start doing booth rent.
You offered them booth rent?
Yeah. I'm like, you've been here for 6 years. You know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden, like, I want to go from, instead of like, what's going to be best for the shop as a whole is we need to make it like this. So in order to do that, I need to put every single person on a booth rent. And you're not, you know, it's a booth rent, period. I mean, you get all your supplies, you know, that's here. We make this agreement. You got to do your own social media, but like, you know, you're still going to be a part of us. You're a part of the shop. You're just paying us a little bit of rent. You know, like you live in your building, like, but you pay rent. You know what I mean? And so, and some of them were like, just kind of didn't want to rise to the occasion. You know, they like really saw it as like so you're telling me that for 1 month total, I'm going to have to pay you $1,000. You're like, dude, that's $250. Do one tattoo, 1 hour-long tattoo, and you can pay for your booth rent. You know, they just didn't want to rise to the occasion. So then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, goodbye. Like you don't even want to be here. And then they'll go and work at a different shop who's now charging them, you know.
They didn't have an option to still stay if they didn't want to do booth rent.
Oh, you open up all those options for some people and they just don't want to take it. And then, you know, like, again, like the relationship thing, some people are just on their way out anyways. And that's just like the final, like, okay, hey, I wanted to, you know, put my business into doing it this way. And you don't like that. And you were on your way out anyways. And that was your reason for it. That's your reason, not mine. But all right, have a good day. And, not mad at them. I mean, again, like, hey, go do your thing, man. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
What were you going to say, Matt?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I forgot. What were we talking about? I had like, the reason in my mind, but I don't remember what the reason was. So what I said
that led to that was, how do you keep that openness and that relationship together with your team to keep everybody in a good vibe where you want to keep like growing together. You want to keep moving forward together.
So I feel like you and I will have the same answer to this.
Go.
But I think it's for different reasons. I think yours is based off of like Christianity and faith and religion, and mine's off of training a dog. But it's with positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
If you want to maintain the good, and you reinforce with positivity how great that is, and be like, oh man, that was awesome. Let's have a treat. Let's
encouragement. Yeah. The simple word encouragement. And you're absolutely right. Yeah. That wasn't what I was going to say, but I love what you did say. Yeah, I was going to say that the answer to that question is the $1 million question. Like, I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer for that.
Yeah. Because, but you actually just kind of brought that back down though, too. You're right. Like encouragement, like, and this is at least where I'm at, like out there, it just seems to be like, you can encourage people these days, like as much as you can. You can give them the pat on the back, like, hey bro, we're good. You can take them out to dinner. You show them that you love them, and they're still just going to like piss on your shoe while you're shaking their hand. Yeah. And that's the truth of the matter. Like, I don't know if I told you, Gabe, but like, it's like the saying of San Diego, like, and everybody's going to hit me up for this. San Diego, sunny place for shady people.
Damn.
That's really what it is. And don't get me wrong, I love my San Diego people, my people, because they're not shady. But I've met enough people that are like that it's like, you go do like offer them a job, and then all of a sudden, like, they're like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, all the excuses. And then all of a sudden they're like, like no call, no text, no like, hey bro, let me have a conversation with you. Like, I'm 46 years old. This dude is the same exact age. And he like, just like on a Sunday when I wasn't there, put his keys on his desk, cleared out his station. I didn't even know he was gone until like Monday afternoon. Cause I came in and like directly like started tattooing. Cause I was like, all in my own head. And like, I used to come in a different door. So I was like, I'd boom and my station's right there. So I was like tattooing until like the afternoon. And then I finally took a break, and I went down. I was like, kind of, just chit chatting with my front end guy. It's like, oh yeah, this and this. Oh yeah, hey, happy Monday. How was your weekend? All this kind of stuff. Ah, cool. And then he's like, so what's up with old boy? I was like, I don't know. What happened? Like, he's like, all of his stuff's gone. And I was like, dang it, man. Like, I go over there and I'm like, sure enough, man, it was just like one of those sneak moves, like ninja style.
Bro.
You know how many times I've heard that story?
I bet.
A thief in the night.
Yeah, like, dude. And it's, it's like, forgive me for interrupting for just one more second here. It's like when you get your car broken into, you feel violated.
Yeah.
Like you're like, there's nothing I can do about it, and I have a broken window, but now my stereo is gone, and like my, 67 cents that I had in the ashtray. And then, oh dude, they took my favorite CD, like,
yeah. I'm like, was this gentleman under any illegal activity? Like, fuck, dude. Cause like, who does that?
Cowards.
Yes.
People who don't want to have the conversation.
That's wild.
Man, you just said it.
They took my Deftones White Pony CD.
Yeah. Damn it. Perfect. Need to listen to Changes one more time.
Oh man, I know.
Yeah, people just need to grow up, man.
Yeah,
seriously, man.
They're gonna have hard conversations with other people.
Yeah,
just have conversations.
Yeah. Well, and like a lot of people are not ready for a hard conversation, but what people don't realize too is that like those hard conversations, 9 times out of 10, they come from love, right? I mean, it's like if we had to sit down and talk, say we were, a lot, better friends, we knew each other a lot, and it was like a hard conversation. Be like, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but like I'm coming from love, and you could sense that,
yeah,
and then you'd be like, suck what he said, but
I get it,
and so like not a lot of people are prepared for that.
Yeah, agree.
So
I'm gonna whip you with my belt. But it's all out of love.
Yeah, this hurts me way more than it hurts you.
I know, dude.
As a parent,
dude, that's what happens.
I always have to tell my boys, I'm like, hey, listen, man, I really I'm sorry that I barked at you. What I said was true, but I'm sorry I barked at you.
Man, so after you get past doing the shop and now you're in a private shop, do you feel a lot more at peace overall?
Peace. That's the big
because I feel
word.
like that's where you get it.
Yeah, you and I were talking about like going back and forth of like just all this life stuff. Working at shops, co-owning a shop, being a major owner of a shop down to private, back and forth, right? My quick answer to that is yes. Right now, so it's only been like a few months that I've been on my own, and very peaceful. Again, resetting the mind is like huge. Excuse me. And it's just I feel like I went kind of not, I didn't go backwards, but I went back to the foundation of why I got into tattooing. Let me revisit the reason why I started. You know, we were talking like drawing on paper. Like, I love doing that. You know what I mean? Even if it's the simplest thing that you've drawn a million times, you're like, I just want to get my hand moving today. I want to draw some letters. I want to draw some flowers. I want to draw a ship. Even though that's not what you're going to tattoo tomorrow. It's just like, let me do something, you know? Being able to have the freedom to do that, and that's the key word there too, is freedom. You know, you do that, but then like, you also have the freedom to like talk and connect more with your clients. And like, when you do that, then you're building longevity with your people, you know, like, you know, 16 years of living in San Diego. I just had a guy come to me, he's like, bro, you tattooed me 11 years ago, man. He's like, you never finished this. I was like, yeah, you kind of skipped out on your appointment, dog. Like, you know, but come in, I'll take care of it. And while I'm at it on the house, I'll go back through everything. Now he's coming in for like the rest of the sleeve and he's planning out his next one. I'm like, cool. So it gives me an opportunity to like reconnect and really sink the claws of my people, which is like, you know, on the financial side of things, you know, like, hey, bread and butter, I got to put food on the table. But I'm also now exploring, you know, back again, like let me see how well I can draw a traditional eagle. Can I do it? You know, like
I saw you doing that the other night.
Yeah. I was just like,
your shoulder.
And I was struggling.
It looked great.
Thanks. I was struggling though. I was just like, and by the way, like eagles are like one of my favorite things to do. Like I'll do like a realistic, this, that, the other, whatever. But like, I was just like, let me see if I can do it. And that's kind of like my gauge. Like, can I still do that? And if I can't, then I need to like stop what I'm doing and go back and study it again and draw it another 100 times to like kind of get that muscle memory again, you know? And it's like, again, I think with the whole private thing, like it gives me the freedom to do that. You know, I'm not so like ball and chain to like, you know, the business and the shop hours and all that. I can just be like, I'm going to do some tattooing today. I'm going to make enough money to, you know, pay the bills, you know, keep the lights on, pay rent. And then, you know, buy dinner, you know, maybe take the boys to the beach or something, you know, and then all of a sudden it's like, but then I got 2 extra hours. Like, what am I going to do with that? So then it's like, let me pull out the sketchbook. Just try to draw something. What did I forget how to draw? You know? What do
you mean? You're not going to doom scroll and look at boobies and butts on Instagram all day long?
That's always the thing. And you know, like lately I've been doing my best to be like, I've been on here for like 5-10 minutes. I was like, what am I doing? Let me enjoy like what's around me. It's so hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah. Well, especially like now, like I was telling you, like as we were walking down the block, I was like, everybody's so comfortable with life going on around them that they can stay in their own bubble and be on their phone, and there's traffic going by and there's like people going by and like, you don't even notice because you're, you know, like very like, you know, tunnel vision to that. And everybody's so trusting now. And like, I'm a little older, so it's never been my thing anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, I would rather, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love TV, right? Like I'll sit down and start watching some TV, but doom scrolling, that's why I'm so bad at Instagram, is because I'm not on my Instagram all the time. I always think of like, man, I really want to learn how to make like this really cool post, or like what's trendy, or like, you know, what can I do for this? And like, how can I help myself out, you know, with what's going on? And then I get like, you know, a little while into it, I was like, man, I'm bored. I don't want to throw the phone on the charger, like, you know, but, and it's not like I sit there and draw all the time. I mean, I draw plenty, but at the same time, it's like, you know, like I would much rather not do that than anything else.
I grew up around a lot of cops, and they must have instilled this into me. And I'm not nearly as strategic as they are, but they're always like, oh, like if you're going to be walking around, make sure you know your surroundings, right? So I can't imagine walking down the street, especially in New York City, with my phone glued to my face and not knowing what the hell's going on around me. And I see people do it. I know
all the time.
And as I'm walking, like my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, I got a lot of family that were in law enforcement, and like I see them and I watch them, and they're like constantly like they're just like they're always a target.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that at all, but I'm always like looking around to see if anyone's getting a little bit close to me. Like I make sure I notice them, and there's girls walking down the street. They have no idea what the hell's going on around.
Nothing, dude. Crossing the street without even looking up. Just like,
Bro.
Yep.
dude, it happens all the time. When I'm on the motorcycle, all I'm doing all the time is scanning people.
Yeah.
I'm all day scanning. So I notice so much more how distracted people are walking and moving about, and how distracted people are driving. People are so distracted driving. It's wild,
Yeah.
dude. Like, dude, the other day I was like riding by this car and I legit saw he had knee on the fucking steering wheel, dude.
Oh, that's horrible.
And both hands on the phone like this. Dude.
There's a video.
I was like, this is crazy.
There's
dude.
a video going around that I just saw. It was dash cam footage from inside the car. This girl texting while she's driving, and you could see her eyes. You can see how long she's looking at her phone versus how long she's looking at the road.
Yeah.
And she's looking at her phone 10 times more than she actually
Oh yeah.
and she just starts veering off the side of the road and doesn't even realize it, crashes into a ditch, wraps around a tree.
Oh,
It's like, bro,
man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
so nuts.
And that's the, like back to your point, like the whole like cop thing, like paying attention. Yeah, same thing. Like, so this is my second time ever here in New York. I don't know what it's like out here. Never been here really. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm coming, like, obviously I'm comfortable at home. I know what my limits are, what my, all that kind of stuff. But then I come out here and like, same thing. Like I get on the train, to like come up, and then like, I got to catch another one, and then like another subway. And, like a couple days ago, I was just kind of like, I had my backpack with me, and I was just kind of like, hey, it's like, and my wallet's like deep on the bottom, like I'm like, you hear all these stories of like people like, getting robbed and, mugged and whatnot. And I'm just like, not that I assume, but I'm just like, I'm going to be careful and not do that. I'm going to pay attention, like the cop would. Like, let me pay attention to my surroundings. And not only that, I like to enjoy the moment too, like, because I don't do this, like getting on a subway for me is like, it's pretty cool. It's like, it's kind of going back down to like childhood. Like I'm on a train for the first time type of deal. You know what I mean? Like, so like I personally do that, but then like also there's that cautious side of me that's like, watch your bag, if anybody's coming around,
Bro, you don't feel like your tats are armor?
No,
I feel like tats.
not these days.
Dude.
Not these days.
Look, this is what I think. And you guys can tell me if I'm fucking wrong, right? I think when you're a heavily tattooed person, and let's say you're amongst a group, if somebody's going to go rob somebody, you think they would start with you?
No.
Exactly. I'm not the first target. Like, I'm going to go fuck with that guy first.
True.
No. Like, there's way easier people to just fucking just give me your fucking shit, and then like, immediately give me, oh my God, like I might put up a fight, right?
Okay.
If they're smart robbers, I'm like, I might put up a fight. Fuck that guy. I'm not gonna go do that shit.
It's not gonna,
Like,
it's not gonna be so easy from that guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes a point. Yeah, that's
there's
a good
point of
Yeah,
like, this
I
guy
guess
got
you're
his
right.
fucking throat tattooed, bro. I'm gonna go start with that guy. Nah, fuck that, dude. I'm not even take that chance if I'm fucking trying to rob people today.
I don't even know where he's from.
I start with low, easy people, bro.
I feel like I negate all of that by wearing glasses. Now I become the nerdy target again.
I hit him in the glasses you won't see.
That's funny. Oh my Lord.
That's good.
Oh shit, dude. Well, I'm glad you've had a good time in New York City, man. New York is a great city to come visit. If you guys too, please come through the shop, come get a tattoo, because we love to do tattoos, especially if you're tourists.
Don't get it tattooed.
This episode is sponsored by No Idols.
Yeah, No Idols Tattoo, right down in the Lower East Side.
Love it.
We happen to be in a very fucking lively part of New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is like on fire, dude. Like I came in on Tuesday?
Yeah.
It's like, it's happening
And you're like, what the fuck? Everybody's like, is this like all the time? We're like, this is all the time.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. This is all the time.
I can't even count on, how many people I've met that are like, oh yeah, I'm local. Like, you know, like all the people with their dogs and like, you know, it's awesome, man. It's just a cool vibe, you know, like.
I've always thought like Lower East Side, doesn't Lower East Side feel like a small town?
Yeah.
It does.
It doesn't feel like a city.
It doesn't feel like a city. It feels the Lower East Side, if you're around here, it feels like a small town.
Yeah.
Part of a city.
You see the same faces.
The same faces. If you walk within like all around this area, you're like, oh, yo.
Yeah.
You're like, you see all the same people.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of
enjoy that.
Same.
So how do you guys, let me ask you guys a question. How do y'all feel about, I mean, you said you love that it's like this little city. You know, all you guys have worked in different areas. How's this like little part for you guys? I mean, is this like a favorite or like?
I fucking love it.
I mean, I know you love it. It's one of your
I
favorites.
love it. I love the energy here.
Yeah.
I love the energy here. It's such a good combination of like familiar faces and community and also just like action. And like, you know, it's like you're going to see the bum that you see every fucking day, but then you might just see like some kind of movie star walking down the street all in the same day within 5 minutes of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I was thinking about it today. I think I've talked about this woman before, but maybe not on the podcast. There's a woman, she doesn't have any legs, and she's always on the intersection of Houston and Avenue C begging for money at the traffic light. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh man, I wonder what happened. It just dawned on me today. I was like, I haven't seen that lady.
Bro, she took a vacation to Bermuda. She's just like,
She collected all her nickels.
yeah, dude.
I feel like if you see her, if or when, you know, hopefully when you see her, you have to stop and be like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like, I missed
Right?
you. I missed you.
Bro.
What's going on, girlfriend? Like,
I remember like I forget who made
Here's a
some
20.
expose on like people that were like begging for money in New York City. They were racking,
Oh yeah.
like living in like good homes, but they were just like, I'm gonna keep just begging for money because they're just killing it.
yeah, they don't have any overhead.
Nothing.
There's nothing overhead.
Some dude over on Bowery and Grand when we were tattooing at the old shop. Man, this guy like he bumped into me and then he went to work, you know, telling me this crazy story, this drama, and then he just finished it real quick as fast as he could. He was like, "Oh man, so yeah, man. So you see what my situation is, and I'm just trying to get a train ticket back to DC, and you know, just everything's piling up on me today." And I gave him $10, and then
He's like, got him.
and then, 2 days later, I see the same guy right there.
yeah.
He'd be like, "Yo, I'm trying to get to DC," and I was like, "Man," I was
Yeah.
like, "You lying ass bastard."
I just saw
I was
a
like,
bit.
yeah, I was literally like, "You can choke on my $20, my $10 or whatever."
I don't know who this was. Maybe it was Seinfeld. I just saw a bit of a comedian be like, you know what? You never see a homeless guy in an airport. Like, yo, I'm trying to get to Tokyo. Spare a couple of bucks.
All right. I'm just trying to get that last $10.
Man.
Yeah, you see them plenty at the bus station because they always have to get somewhere, and it's just far enough to where you're like, I'll give you $5 to get there. Yeah, it's always just enough.
Yeah. So they got me once.
God damn it, dude. I'm all about
They got
pull yourself up by your goddamn bootstraps.
There you go.
Bro, you got to do it.
Another guy I haven't seen in a while, but I haven't been in the area. Do you remember the guy also? He had no legs. He was at the corner of Christie and Delancey. He had a whistle, and he was always directing traffic, yelling at everybody.
Oh, yes, dude. What?
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
He would always yell at everybody.
Oh, yes. Yes.
He'd be like, get out of the way.
Dude, that guy would have been Instagram famous if anybody would have got him at the right time.
100%.
Yeah, he would have had a career.
Hey, like the cranberry juice guy.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, like how many?
Mad Dog 420.
420.
That is actually his like Instagram.
That's his deal.
Mad Dog 420, bro.
How many legless people do you know? You know two more than I do. Maybe it's just New York City,
It's
right?
New York
Like,
City.
yeah.
What's funny is that they've got like their stations. It's like the like the food guys who have the trucks and they have like their designated spot.
Yeah, like, this is where I bet my basking
territory.
area, bro.
The homeless guys do the same thing. They've got their spot. It's their territory.
That makes sense. Yeah. I'm claiming this. He peed all over it.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Oh, man.
Any chips?
For real, dude.
That's awesome.
I've heard some of them kill it, dude.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, I would not be caught. Like, there's people that just beg with nothing. Like, you're just like the guys that are just like, give me $1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No story, no nothing. They're like, hey, can I have $1?
That's one of those like this. He's like, hey, let me get most of that.
Yeah, can I have
You're
that?
eating a burger, like you just bought it. You're like, oh my God, I just had $10. I finally got $10 to go buy myself. You know, you just paid bills. You're like, I have $10 extra. I'm going to go buy myself a burger and some fries. And you just cracked into it. And he's like, let me get most of that.
I've never heard anybody do that.
Never? Dude, I have plenty of times. They're like, let me get most of that.
Most of that.
The other day, I was playing pool and like we were outside. My homie's having a cigarette, and this bum just comes up. He's like, "Hey man, let me finish that cigarette, man." He was still like smoking. He was like, "Let me finish it, man. I haven't smoked all day." And the guy's like, "Bro, I'm smoking this cigarette." He's like, "Nah, man, come on, let me finish it." Until he was just like, "Bro, let me just." Cause dude, the dude was just like, no shirt, just like, dude, just wanted to go away. You're just like, here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Like, just go, man.
Just get out of here.
That's one of those moments. Let me get most of that. Like,
Let me get
Yeah.
like who are you?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, dude.
You ever see the videos like the barbers giving homeless guys haircuts on the
Yes.
street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think any tattooers would do that?
No.
Nah. That's too long.
Because
Let me set up my Bishop Packer on the side of the street.
Bro,
Give you a little house tattoo on your forearm.
you know what I want to do?
I'm sorry,
All right.
barbers, love you guys.
If
but
you're-
a haircut isn't equivalent to like a whole tat.
Yeah, listen what I want to do. If
Yes or
any
it depends. Like, sorry, Jeff. One
Yeah,
second.
Yeah, let's go on.
Like a New York City haircut, they might charge you about $80.
Okay.
You give a minimum tattoo, some like basic line work stuff, you could charge $80 for that.
Yeah.
quick on the street.
Yeah, but I'm
Quick on the street.
talking about just like let's talk about just like a regular fade, something quick. Like,
Yeah, it's still gonna be like $80 in the city.
Yeah, but usually those guys, they're all mangy, so they have to like shampoo them.
Yeah, they're putting in work.
Yeah, they are. They're putting in work. But to answer your question, I don't think a tattooer would do that unless the tattooer came right after the barber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna bathe you down, get you all nice
Give
and
you a
clean,
sick tat.
and then we'll go ahead and do that. Because by then you've already had a shower and a bath.
But I was gonna say, if any company wants to sponsor a trip to India, I want to tattoo somebody in the street in India, like the dudes that we see the dirtiest tattoo with the flag.
Oh, man.
I want to do a tattoo in India on the street like that,
not a glove in sight.
but sick.
I was gonna say
I won't even put on a glove. Just do it.
yeah.
nothing.
Nothing.
You wouldn't
Just
glove
do
up?
a sick tat. I'll glove up, of course, but
Yeah.
I'll just go
What would you spray it down with? Just alcohol?
go barefoot everywhere.
I don't know. I'd have like some kind of like tat belt. You know what I'm saying? With like
Like
Yeah.
like Batman?
like
A
Batman, dude, that I was
Yeah.
like boom, and then
Yeah.
grab the next
And you're all
thing.
like,
You gotta spin it.
yeah, you spin it, and you're like,
yeah, dude.
I feel like that would be like a dude like in Vegas.
And do a
Like,
tat on the street.
showman. Yeah, the
Oh
showman
my
on
God,
Vegas.
talking about Vegas, I'm so glad you said this. So the other day we had some walk-ins and they were offered a price and it was $100. And they said, oh, we just either came from Vegas or we're from Vegas. And they said that there's a tattoo shop that does $10 tattoos there.
What?
$10.
$10, right?
$10.
And we looked it up, and that is a fact. They have a wall on their shop where they have tattoos that goes from $10, $20 on all the way up to $100.
No way.
Man.
Yahweh.
What's the rent like?
I got on that.
What's the rent like? $100 a month?
But even still, you can't even break even at $10.
I don't know exactly. That's
You can't.
The math wasn't mathing. I don't get it. What it's the?
Oh man,
how do they do it?
Yeah.
If somebody out there knows the name of this place, I know the name of it, but I don't know. I'm a fan. It's my fucking thing. But I was like,
$10 is like the setup.
And the most curious thing about when I looked it up, they was like $10 piercings for the upper torso. What the fuck is the upper torso?
Like
nipples up?
Right, because everything is pretty much, unless you're getting your privates, like everything is upper torso.
Yeah. Dude. It's like, what is upper torso, dude?
Wow.
Not belly button. So
I don't know.
Nipples up.
Nipples up.
Dude, the tattoo thing though, that's kind of like bothersome though. You know what I mean? It's like,
blew my mind.
Like, I mean, like we all know how things cost, right? I'm not gonna go share that information with everybody, but we all know how much, things cost. And you're talking about $10. You're like, dude, you're barely paying for anything. Like
It's nothing.
Nothing. Like how exactly are you getting paid?
Yeah, I guess the demographic, matters.
But I guess if you start like dividing it up, meaning like you have like, say a group of 5, right? That come in, they want, $10 tattoos, but then the next people, they're not really like keen on the whole like $10 thing. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's $100. Oh, that's fine. We'll pay it because we're in Vegas. Right. So then it kind of balances itself out. Maybe.
I don't know.
That's risky.
It's super risky. Super risky.
Check this out. So it's called Coolsville. Cool. Oh, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
but that's incredible. $10 tattoos. That's wild.
Affordable art lives here. $10 tattoos daily.
$10 tats. $10 tats.
No.
I mean,
why?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. At that price, you know what you're doing. You're legitimately, literally undercutting the entire market.
The entire world.
And of course, people are going to look for those deals. So they're getting that flow of people that want something quick and for like the cheapest they can probably get it.
How does that?
So they probably do numbers, but I still don't see it. It's got to be, what I mean?
I'm so curious to understand the business model. I want to understand it. I want to learn. So Coolsville, if you own Coolsville, please come on the show. I would love to just get to pick your brain and get to know your business model, because it sounds insane to us.
There's 9 locations.
Yes, exactly. It's working.
You won't be liked. You won't be liked.
You may not be liked.
You may not be liked in the tattoo community.
I would respect you if
we want to hear.
I want to hear your story. I just want to hear the story, because that's wild.
What was the thing we were talking about yesterday? Like the 3 things it takes to get or to be a tattooer, and it was like, or to be a good one, it's like speed, and you could only have like a couple of them.
Oh yeah, it could either be good, fast, or cheap.
Right. Well, those guys, they've added on another one, and they're not going to be liked. Period. Man. But it's that point is crazy though, because I went up the street today, to go check out the museum, and it was super cool because you're seeing all this classic stuff, and you're seeing like the prices that they used to charge, right? And I see this tattoo, and it was for $12.50. And I mean, it was,
significant.
It was a cool freaking, maybe like, that size, but it's like, of course, this is, 40s, 50s.
Exactly. I would say we can't say with a price with inflation.
Right. So it's just funny to me that even back then, a tattoo that big costing the $12.50 or, $11 or whatever that they were charging. And then now you got somebody in 2025 that's charging $10 for probably the same thing. It's like, where did that go? It's like, it's diluted, like don't expect it to be good.
Yeah.
Or maybe don't expect it to be not infected or something, Correct.
So according to the CPI inflation calculator, $12.50 in 1950 would now be $172.33 today.
That makes sense.
$12? Yeah, that's not crazy.
Yeah.
That feels pretty accurate.
How much? 170 what?
2.
Oh, okay. So $170.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was like, it was a cool little piece. You know, a little double heart with like a ribbon and like, it'd probably take the guy at least, you know, maybe an hour. Because, you know, they did it fast back then.
So you went to the Daredevil Tattoo Museum today?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you guys come to New York City, please go check out the Daredevil Tattoo.
You have to.
Awesome fucking thing. So go check it out.
I want to just plug in with them. Like, I'm not trying to plug them so much, but like, man, those guys were just like, I walked in, I introduced myself. I'm like, you know, I'm like, I don't want to like overstep anything. It's just like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Tomas, you know, I want to, you know, I'm traveling. I just, you know, had some time. I wanted to come check you guys out or whatever. And they're like, oh, dude, come on back. You're from here. That's it. Dude, I talked with one artist for 45 minutes. And then that was before I got like, her station was at the beginning. And then there was like 2 other stations and each person was like talking to me. And then finally they're like, oh, come check out the rest of the shop. And I was like, why? I already met you guys. This is cool. Man. Like, you know, I just want to like come have lunch with you guys at least, you know, and like, you know, the Instagram exchange thing, you know, hey, come check me out, you know, whatever. If you're ever in San Diego, you know, like, you know, I'll take you out to dinner or whatever. But man, what a cool place, you know, like
New York City is a place where people are actually really nice.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Don't mistake it.
What is it saying? We're nice but not kind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's actually, that's perfect description.
Yeah, I like it, man. Everybody has been like super duper nice. Like it's really refreshing. Like seriously, like we were talking earlier, like, you know, I've had so many stories of like, I'll go to like the beach or something and like, you just try to tell somebody, hey, nice, you know, whatever. Or like, hey, nice tattoo, or like pay them a compliment. And they will like shun you.
Yeah.
Like, no, you cannot talk to me like that. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I tried to give a gal a compliment one time on her jacket. We were at a country concert. I tried to give her a compliment on her jacket. It was super dope. You know, like you would appreciate it. You know, you guys like fringes and like colors and like, it was cool.
Get away from me, creep.
No, you know what she told me? She's like, you're too fucking old. And I was like,
oh, like it wasn't even gonna go there as a hey, I'm trying to flirt with you.
Exactly. I was just trying to be like, hey man, that's a dope jacket. And she just kept walking, and I was my jaw just.
That's the welcome to New York, motherfucker.
Yeah, my jaw just dropped, and I was just like, how? Like, who taught you it's okay to talk to people like that? You know, but that's San Diego like a lot these days.
Oh shit.
Not 15 years ago or 16 years ago. It wasn't like that, but it is now.
Crazy.
It sounds like I'm talking crap on my town. I'm not. I love San Diego, by the way. It just seems like we're talking about like the difference in people like who come and go, and you see a lot of that. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
So let me ask you this: you've been tattooing for a very long time. What do you see next for your career? Since you've gone
a lot of old man napping.
Yeah, because you've gone from being in a shop to now being by yourself. Do you think you're still by yourself? Do you think that you might try to find another group to kind of hang out with? Because you seem like such a social guy, dude. The whole time you've been like hanging out with us and being here, like I'm like, I can't believe this guy being by himself in a shop.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been awesome. So again, it's the welcoming part, I always gravitate towards that anyways. I don't know what, I think because of my faith, I just kind of like leave it up to that, of like what's going to happen as far as like my own like thoughts. What I would like to do is probably just kind of reset on a hard point in life, as tattooers, like we come up in this way of we're not very financially responsible, like we don't like. If I could teach my kids going into tattooing, I'd be like, check it out. We're going to go to the financial advisor. We're going to get you started with some stocks and like some investments, and a percentage is going to go into your bank account. Like we weren't taught that though, like 25 years ago. It was like, go to work, go make some money, pay your rent, done.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like,
I'll tell you right now,
whatever's left over, go to the strip club.
I will tell you this. I do that. I will share that with many people that I've worked with for many years.
They don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
They will not do it.
Right.
They will not do it. It's like, it's it's like that old, tale of like, like children's tale where like, somebody puts their stuff away getting ready for winter, while everybody else is just chilling and partying, and it's like, dude, prepare.
You could tell the kid that El Cucuy is coming, but like until he comes, like they're not gonna be like, whatever.
Dude. And it's like a matter of like, like I'm 42 and I know that look back, I'm like, oh man, during this like major productive years of my life, like in my 20s, like I didn't really put away as much as I could have.
Right.
Because my cost of living was so low and I didn't really have to take care of other people or other things. I was like, that would have been peak time to put a ton of money away to benefit my future. But, like
there you go. You just weren't thinking about it at the time. At the time, and same thing. I'm 46. It's like, and like I've gone through like a few times where like financially, like things have been better, but then like things have just dropped out. So I guess to kind of just like to my point is like now that I'm seeing things a lot clearer. It's like okay, let's get a little money, a little safer, right? And especially in 2025 and into wherever the future is going to go with that. But then also too, as far as like career-wise, art-wise, like I think a lot of us would like to do this too. I want to continue tattooing as long as I possibly can. Like Picasso died with the pencil in his hand type of deal, But I don't want to only do that. You know what I mean? Like I want to like dip more into painting now. You know what I mean? Like I want to like start doing and learning more about painting. So like my stuff's a little bit more dynamic or whatever I see like my little faults in my paintings, I want to fix those little faults. And that's it. I just want to like get to that point of like, I want to be able to like, do like this really cool thing, maybe with some glows or like whatever it is, right? I don't even know, but I would love to get there. Just like I got to with tattooing 25 years ago. I was like, I just want to be able to run smooth lines. I want to have smooth shading. And I want to be respected by my peers. Those are my three main things when I first started. And so far, not as a boasting, I think I've accomplished that. Like I know how to run clean lines. I know how to smooth out, some shading and color pack and, do all the little technical things. I feel like I'm respected by my peers, like you guys have been great. Like anywhere I go, it's just like, hey, like I'm not trying to be the guy to be like, oh yeah, I'm just some weirdo that's like, always talking shit or, like anything like that. It's just like, I just wanted the respect from my peers to be like, hey, we can hang out,
Absolutely, yeah.
And so once you accomplish that, then it's like, all right, cool. Like I would love to, like I said, continue to tattoo as long as I possibly can. But one day my back's going to give out to where it's going to be like, no, you can't do that no more. You know what I mean? Like I'm already hunched over. I'm already waking up with like hip problems and like.
Gotta do some yoga, player.
Yeah, I know. All right. But but other than that though, like just like dipping out, like doing other stuff too, like I think I mentioned at some point, like, I just do a lot of different things, leather working, like engraving, welding, painting, motorcycle stuff, car stuff, like just want to like pour myself into like just whatever's there,
to other hobbies and
other like, and like I got late into the fatherhood game because I always wanted to have like a lot of skill to be able to teach my kids. And so I'm at the point now to where it's like they're old enough now to where they can start learning some skill, but it's one of those like I want to continue to learn more so that way I kind of always have answers for them. You know what I mean? To be like some good answers, and some good guidance. Like I'm not going to just be like, this is how you do it. I'll be like, let me show you. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like the dad that's like, well, I don't know how to play baseball, so whatever, like, go learn from somebody else. I just I want to be my kid's like coolest dude in his life. You know what I mean? Like, so
I've been thinking about that a lot lately also. And I've actually been thinking about you, Gabe. My son has become very interested in fishing lately. And I don't have an interest in fishing. I just don't. But fortunately for my son, my wife grew up as a tomboy and she fished a lot.
That's so wild.
She's the one who's taking him out fishing, and they're like, she's the one hooking the worm on the
nice.
thing and everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, part of me is like,
shout out Nicole, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Part of me is like, you know what? it would be awesome if, me and him could share that experience. But at the same time, I'm like, let mom take care of that. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
I'll figure something else out.
That's her lane. That's her lane.
Yeah.
But the cool part is too, as a dad, and like, and I know you can enjoy this, is learning it with him,
Yeah.
and like being like, hey, guess what, son? I don't know this either.
We're gonna learn it together. Yeah.
That's kind of where I was going with it too.
Yeah, and sometimes like it gives your son, daughter, whoever, it shows your vulnerability, to be like, I don't know this either, but like, you know what? We can learn this together, and like, I've never tied a hook. I've never, put a worm on there, like, but mom's going to show us, watch. And then like, because you're an adult, you can kind of figure out, like, that's cool. I like that.
Yep.
Nice, guys. That was so heartwarming right there.
That was good.
Now here comes on the Hallmark music.
I know. That was like perfect, dude. Well, dude, it was a great time hanging out with you and having you at the shop this week, man.
Thank you guys.
How much longer are you going to be with us?
15 more minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Honestly, yeah, I fly back home on Saturday. I'm going to spend another day in the city, and I'm going to pop back by tomorrow. I want my buddy to meet you guys as well.
Cool.
And,
Dope.
all that. And like, but yeah, I'm just here to like kind of hang out a little bit more. And then I kind of set this whole thing up to like, maybe I can come back next year or something.
That'd be great.
Like I would love to come hang out again. Like,
Cool, man.
You guys have been nothing but awesome.
Damn.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming out, hanging out, and
Thanks for
sharing
sharing.
your story, brother.
And not knowing a stranger and being like, yeah, come on, man, like walked in, you guys are all cool.
Dope, man.
Sweet.
Can I do a little shout out?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Of course.
I got two important people, Thomas Wade and Jesse James. I'm not talking about the motorcycle guy. I'm talking about the 6-year-old that lives in my house.
Oh,
All right. Awesome.
I just want to say hi, boys.
dope, man.
Love you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us again, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy.
Take
Peace.
it easy. Peace.